Boy, what didn't happen? An incredibly active and busy trade deadline day in Major League Baseball. And I'm going to try to narrow the focus so we can at least have some talking points here. There were a bunch of significant moves made as it related to second baseman. We saw the Red Sox got Kinsler. That was Monday. The Dodgers get Dozier. The Brewers get Schoop. I happen to think all those moves are good moves. I'm asking you to tell me which one was the best move.
They are all good moves, and the best one is made by the Brewers. We can't forget how good Jonathan Schoop was last year. And after a slow start this year, he just had 7 homers in a 9-game span. And he's the best defender of those 3. He can really turn the double play. And the way the Brewers are going to do things, they'll play him at shortstop some days, and they'll play Travis Shaw at second base, and they'll play Mike Moustakas at third, because with so few balls in play anymore, Scott, defense isn't valued like it used to be. And with so many great pitchers out there, sometimes you just got to load up your lineup with hitters and hope you hit enough homers, and then after 6 innings, you put your defensive team in there. The bottom line is Jonathan Schoop is still a really good player who's raised his average like 50 points in the last month.
So that's a National League Central move that you liked. And let's stay there with Pittsburgh. Before this season, their fans were outraged. They move on from Cole. They move on from McCutchen. It looks like they're punting on the season. Well, now you go out and you make a couple of moves, including getting Archer from Tampa Bay. Now, I know the answer is typically both. It's rarely all one thing. But do you feel like this is more a move for right now to try to stay in this race, or looking at the future with a guy in Archer who's locked up through, I think, 2021?
Right. It's more for the future, because if you can ever find an affordable, durable starting pitcher, you got to go get him. And that's what they got him for several years. But, Scott, they won 11 in a row. They're back in the race. The team that was supposedly tanking, that got their fans so angry at them, they are back in the race in the National League for the wild card and even for the division. Just showing you how beautiful baseball is, especially in the National League, where there's no team, to me, that's so great it's just going to run away and hide.
I was watching you all throughout the day and leading up to the Phillies and the Red Sox on ESPN earlier, so I know that you like a lot of moves, but I'm going to make it a hard answer here, but you can give me one team. The team whose moves you like the best, that you think will have the biggest impact.
Well, I think it's the Yankees. They picked up Lynn. He's going to pitch out of the bullpen until they need him as a starter, and then he can do that, and he can pitch in October because he's done a lot of that. They got Happ, who at the time at least was the best starting pitcher to move at the deadline. And not only that, he's great against the Red Sox. Last 17 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 1 walk, 25 strikeouts, and they play the Red Sox 10 more times.
Okay.
But the key was Britton. They took the most dominant bullpen I think I've ever seen and added that guy with that hard sinker that nobody can hit. And more important than adding to them, they kept him away from the Astros and they kept him away from the Red Sox. To me, the Yankees did the best job, and they did it without giving up any of their top prospects, and they're in great shape in the international signing market also. That Brian Cashman is really good.